All right, Monday morning, we got a new project. I'm gonna wait on the wood a couple days. Gonna pour a little foundation right here for the water tank, like 120 by 120 foundation. So in order to do that, I gotta move all these bricks, and then I cut this panel here out. It just drove some spikes into the wood here, so I'll just cut the spikes and remove this panel, and then we'll start putting some forms in, and then we get the joy of making concrete by hand. So we got sand and rock coming today, 1 cubic foot of each, and 4 bags of cement, and we'll see that where that takes us. All right, I'll do a time lapse maybe of moving some bricks. I don't know where I'm going to put them yet, so I got to figure that out so I don't have to move them again. Maybe just move them over there to the next pile. All right, there's 1 cube of rock, 1 cube of sand, ready to go, and 4 bags of concrete to mix up. And here's the project. So right here beside the back of the house here, this is a bathroom here, and this is my, should be a pantry, but right now it's my tool storage until I get my shop built. But just built a little 120 by 120 form, and we'll mix concrete by hand. It's not enough to get a truck, so I've been reusing all these basically 2x4 steel beams for my concrete form. So I bought 6 of them initially when we did this pad, and I've just been reusing them. And I cut some, all the offcuts get used for side supports. So these are offcuts on other things, and sometimes they get bent up when we go to try to pull the form off. So that one gets cut shorter, but it's been working really well. It's a good investment because the wood is so expensive and hard to come by. You can't just run down and buy a 2x4 here. So unfortunately, but yeah, so that's what I do. And I've reused them now 1, 2, 3. This will be the 4th time now I've used the same material. So, but yeah, we'll get ready to. Goy's brother's gonna come tomorrow, and I'll have some help to mix some cement. Got all these bricks moved. So there was a stack here, and we just finished stacking them up a little bit higher. Gonna give them to her brother if he wants them. There's so much dirt. They used them for basically a driveway or walkway. So they're all full of dirt and stuff, and there's all kinds of termites and all kinds of critters, ants, and so I don't feel comfortable using them building anything. And they're a lot more work than just the regular block. So I mean, you have to lay a lot more of these to get the same amount of square space as you do with the other ones. Plus we'd have to put in time cleaning them, etc., etc., etc. So they've been sitting here for a long time. You can see kind of the mold and mildew that's been on them, or oxidation. But yeah, so that's where we're at. Goy's little charcoal wood pile. Need to get her a barrel built so we can start making some charcoal. But she just starts a fire in there and gets it going. But yeah, that's where he is. I just put a sleeve. I just got a 1/2-inch water line in there. So I just put a sleeve over that. So if I have any problem in the future, I can always cut that pipe out. So that's what I did there. So water tank will sit here and pump. And then this is my valve system. Right now I have the water from the well coming in, and then it goes out to the new house, and then, sorry, we got that wrong. This is the main. We got the old house and the new house. And I put these, if you're doing anything like these, go and spend extra money on the metal valves, because those little cheap plastic valves, if you use them very often, 3 or 4 times, they'll start leaking or breaking. So it's worth to get you got to get this valve, and then you got to get another little nipple to connect to the valve. But it's well worth it. And now I can use these valves. I just exercise them like once a month. Just come out and give them a turn, and they'll last a lot longer than those other valves. So we're gonna have the water from the well coming in here, and then we'll have the water from the city coming in here as well. And then I'll just have a valve which one I want to use. So we're just gonna go buy the tank, see if the city water will fill the tank quickly enough. Throughout the day it should fill up, and we don't use a ton of water. And then if we need to, we just have to go down over there and we can buy a cheaper pump, go over there, turn it on for 15 minutes and fill this tank up, because one of those little 5,000 baht pumps can run 3,000 liters in an hour. So 15 minutes we're only going to have 1,000 liter tank sitting here. So 15 minutes, that'll fill that tank up. So, all right, tomorrow we'll mix some concrete. All right, so it is Wednesday morning. I got time today. I'm going to try to finish all the woodwork on these shelves and get them going. So let me turn you around, and I'll put you on time lapse and let you see what we got going on. But basically I got the metal frame, and I'm just putting in the screws to the frame, not getting anything too fancy. And they're not very thin, or otherwise I mean they're not very thick, otherwise I would screw it from underneath to hide it. But all said and done, nobody will ever really see them. So and then if we put the doors on there later, if we decide we want to put doors on there, then definitely nobody will see them. So forgot to do some recording for you yesterday, so let's just do a little bit of shots here. Okay, all I did was kind of countersink those, get them all set, and then what I'm going to do now is I'll get my router out and have a flush trim bit. So I just run it around all the edge, because I cut this little, because these are actually flooring boards. So what I'll do is I'll actually run the router and it cuts this little edge off, and then any excess I have here, and then I've just got them rough cut to this end. So I'll router that little bit off, and like this was one from the other shelf. It was a leftover on it. So yep, and then we got 2 more shelves to do, so I'll bring you back when I start to do the router and shaping. Okay, here's the finished product. This is section 1's shelf, that's section 2 shelf. The other section 2 is right there, section 3 is right there, section 4 is right there. Basically what I'm going to do is put that front piece on all. So there's all the front pieces as well. Oh, I'm not going to be much of a YouTuber if I can't remember to turn the camera on. So what I did is I cut these just close to this edge, and then I come back with a flush cut router and just run along that edge and cut it to fit. And then I just slightly sand the corners to get rid of all the burrs and stuff. Because now what I got to do is take all these boards off, so they're all marked on the back side. So each one has a marking where it belongs in the scheme of things. So then we protect it, we put the termite protectant on it, and then we'll put some kind of a clear varnish on it, so they'll be quite a bit darker, like this piece up here is what they'll turn out to be, because that was like a it's like a pine, but I think it's like palm tree or something. So it's real soft wood, just glued together. But yeah, so that's what it'll be. So sorry, I wanted to put at least time lapse of routing the edges and sanding a little bit, but I forgot. So I got my wood shelf pieces, and I just need to staple them together for just the edge, the front edge. And I don't have a brad nailer, so I come over here. This is a cousin of Goy. And what he does is he has AS Audio Designs. So he builds these sub basses and line array speakers. And just out here in the village, so he buys the subwoofers, and he's got his little, he's got the wifey working. Palaya, work hard. But the inside, I won't show too much of his design, but he's got this little router table, all automated. That's doing his logo now. All the handle holes and everything. He's just putting the finishing touches on one. Just filling all the brad hole nails and everything. So he builds quite a few of these out of his shop here. So yeah, it's a good little business in the village. You can hear him testing sometimes, but nice finish on them. Wonder where he gets his grills made. I'll have to ask him. He's got some different designs, so his test rig, kind of neat. Okay, this morning's project is this little 1.2 meter square, about 20 centimeters deep average. So doing this all hand mix this time because we can't, it's not enough for a truck, so it's only about 0.2 of a square, if that. So doing it by hand, and got Goy's brother, he's overeating, and I just kind of did a mix of all the dry ingredients. So according to this bag, 1 bag of concrete, 1 bucket of concrete, 2 buckets of sand, and 3 buckets of rock, and then a bucket and some of water. So we'll just kind of add the water slowly, throw a bucket in there, and then go from there. So better to have it a little bit too dry than too wet. So wet, it'll flow better, but it's not as strong. So all right, cats are playing in my sand pile. So all right, I may do some time lapse, or may just come back from time to time and show you progress. Takes a lot of work. Ah. A bit niggly. Tag, you're it. I'll do it. I don't really need it. We got two right here. Yes, it's okay, Mittens. Kitty in a bucket. He's got to know everything. Pretty good, huh?
Oh yeah.
Think so? Okay. Maybe easier with the shovel. gonna come help?
Huh?
Or you supplied your brother, so you're done? Look out, my kitty. Just help move pass buckets back and forth. Here. More times of doing this and we might be done. So that's one mix. You get the idea. All right, first batch did that, so we'll probably be 2.5 batches, 3 batches. Well, the second batch is about ready to go in. I'm tired already. I got a Thai man sweating. I don't see that very often. They don't sweat easy like me. All right, 2 3/4 batches later, we're there. Get off! God damn it. Knew it'd be one of them on there. Fuck. Boy. Cats and dogs, I'm tired of them all. All right, Saturday about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I've been doing wood staining, so that's a Chandrite wood preservative. Helps keep the termites and stuff away from your wood. So it's got a little bit of stain, so I'm going from that to that. I just happen to have this, otherwise I would have done the clear, but I think the dark's gonna look a lot better. So there's the first batch. I got about 15-20 more to do, but just wipe this on and then wipe it off, brush it on with the little foam brushes and then wipe it off. Pretty easy to do. And then I'll come back and put a polyurethane on it. So got these ready to go. Let's start the next batch. All right, it's been about 4 or 5 days since I was on over here. I got 3 coats of polyurethane on these guys now, so they're starting to look pretty good. Just a few more hours and they'll be ready to go back together. These guys here, probably start putting these back together. They're pretty dry. So got that going, and then Goy's brother's on his way over. I was just going to run a 1/2 inch line over here to our new tank location. But knowing how bad the flow is here, I'm running a 1 inch, so I went and picked up some 1 inch. It's only like $15 for 8 sticks of this stuff, so it's really dirt cheap. So what I'll do is I'll run it over there, run along this fence. And then I had a spigot piped in here, but I just had a 1/2 inch, so I want to run 1 inch all the way. So I pulled the 1/2 inch out, and I'll put 1 inch all the way. And her brother's coming to help dig. And so here's where it comes from the city. I thought about just putting another tap, but they're not very deep. Right in front of that bench, I could put another tap into the city water line, but I don't know who to ask or whatever. And it only saves me. What I did is I cut the feed off to the house, so we're not going to feed it to the house, because if I get it over here, it'll be pressurized coming back over to the tank anyway. So I cut that piece out that went that way and just laid it over here. So that saved me a stick and a half. And then we'll just lay that in. Her brother's going to help me dig. My back just can't take digging. So that's the project for today. So I got 2 projects. So I'm going to wrap this video up, putting the shelves back together and installing them. And that'll be the end of this one. And it may not be another one for a couple weeks, because we just don't have anything going on. Just gets kind of boring. I'm trying to kill all the snails, because the snails are just eating my plants alive. So this one tank is dosed with the snail killer. So what I've been doing is pulling all the plants out. You can see these little guys. But that's what's eating all my plants. So hopefully that kills them. I don't know if it will or not. So, but yeah, we'll go from there, see what happens. It's just an experiment. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, well, it doesn't. But these lilies are just barely able to keep up with growing, and to keep the damn snails in check. So I basically cleaned this one out, dosed it, and I'll transfer all the plants over into here, one at a time, or a group at a time. So today, some from that tank are in here now, and yesterday I'm going to let these dry out just a little bit before I put them back in, to get rid of all the standing water that's in there, because that may still be poison, and that will be poisonous to the fish. But hopefully whatever's in the soil won't leach out too bad. It's a pretty low dose. So, but I got 1 plant in there right now. That guy got dosed yesterday, so we'll see what happens. The fish are still doing okay. It's been several hours. So I don't have anything expensive or quality fish of anything like that, but I don't want to kill them either. So all right, see ya. Oh, baby kitty. What's up, dude? Dog got a hold of him this morning, so he's moping around a little bit. Okay, there they are in their final glory. Little teak shelves. All handmade steel support. Each section custom cut and welded. Stained. Polyed. Now I just have to do some touch up on paint and hide my dashes from the laser. But that's what she looks like. Came out pretty nice. I like that. Not bad for what, maybe 150 bucks. 150 bucks in materials. Less than 200, let's say that. Under 200 bucks in materials. Everything, sandpaper, varnish, stain, wood, metal, everything. So it's nice having a welder and learning how to weld, and those came out pretty nice, and the vertical support there came out pretty good. Need to touch up some paint and we should be good. Get rid of that big bottle. I'm going to put a small gas bottle in there, and we'll get rid of all this stuff on top of the counters. So that'll be nice to just be able to get some baskets and put the baskets up top whenever we need to do some cooking. So that'll be nice. All right, everybody, thanks for watching. I know this might be a long video by the time it all gets done, but thank you very much. Please subscribe. I'll show you what we got going on with the water tank and the water pump relocation next.